Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure and honor share this stage with so many brilliant minds, all sharing the passion for gamification. Thank you, Pete, for this opportunity. Well, let me start this presentation. Ask you something. What do you think that the world's most demanding corporations want from gamification? Of course, it is engagement. I mean, gamification is to build engagement, but all of them, they want results, and they want tangible results. They want financial results, either growing revenue or either gaining productivity. So that's what we call high-performance gamification, because it has to respond to those demands that sometimes are very, very demanding in very, very short time. And so we define it as a strategy that aligns with business objectives, with proven, measurable, and sustainable results, that doesn't just entertain and teach, but that delivers. And that's what all our corporate clients want from SuperLikers when they start working with us. My name is Luis Del Castillo. I am from Colombia. For more than 25 years, I have founded companies, and my first company was Vallenato.com. That was the first music portal in Colombia. It was founded in 1997 when the internet was starting in Colombia. At that time, I succeeded to have more than 2 million subscribers and more than 100,000 monthly active users. That for that time and for the internet penetration in Colombia was a lot. And with this project, I discovered my passion of creating and maintaining engaged digital communities. And I think that experience are the foundations of SuperLikers. So from that time, I has been in the crossroad of technology, behavioral design, and community building. I later became, for example, a social media consultant, one of the first social media consultants that were in Latin America. That was in 2007 when Facebook was seen not as a social network, but as a place where people used to lose their time because people didn't used to see them as a marketing media as it is today. With SuperLikers, I think we have an interesting story to tell about, because I think we have reached some interesting numbers. Right now, we have 23 apps on air in 9 countries all over Latin America. We have more than 15 million registered users, but monthly active users, we have more than 1.5 million monthly active users. Each of our applications that are web apps, most of them are web applications, have an average of 70% of engagement. And I know that engagement, the engagement definition can vary depending on the type of program, but we defined it as the number of people that log into those applications at least once per month and that interact with those applications. And in a study that we made with our corporate client, we found that last year we created, our application created for them, more than $50 million in value. Can be because of the revenue growth, because they gain it productivity with savings, cost and expenses savings. We have been working with many important brands in Latin America. Especially our more special case is ABInBev, which is the biggest brewery in the world. We have with them more than 15 programs right now on air. We are bootstrapped. I have tried to get investors' money and venture capital money, but I haven't been able. So until now, I have to transit all this of this journey totally bootstrapped. This year, we're going to make more than $1.6 million, of which 80% is recurrent revenue. We are profitable, and we're growing at a 40% compound annual rate with our goal. And I truly believe that gamification, the high-performance gamification, and will allow us to achieve is to grow at a 100% compound annual rate and to reach in less than 10 years or more or less. Our goal is to reach $50 million per year of annual recurring revenue, and we are on that path. But the number that I most feel that give me confidence of giving this talk is this one. In the last 4 years, we have had a 0% churn rate. That means that none of the programs that we have launched in the 4 years has been shutting down. And in the contrary, they are continuing growing, and more programs have born from these programs. So, and this is the number that gives me the confidence that, okay, because I want to make a disclaimer, I am not a gamifier. I am an entrepreneur. My goal or my responsibility is to create jobs, to maintain those jobs, and to create return for our investors, for the investors, and for our stakeholders. So what I'm saying here is from my perspective of an entrepreneur, not of a gamifier. However, I've learned about gamification in all these years because we have used gamification in all these years. So what I want with this talk is to inspire you because the same as Pete, I think that we work in the gamification world, we need that the gamification get spread more. For all over the world, because one thing that we have found is one of the most difficult things is that most of the companies don't know about gamification. So we have to evangelize, we have to explain them, and it's very hard to sell gamification and to develop gamification projects. So my goal is to inspire you to help us gamification take its rightful place in the business world, so millions of companies can transform the lives of their employees, their customers, and business partners as only gamification can do. So today I'm going to talk about 3 topics. First of all, I'm going to talk about the elements of high-performance gamification, the teams needed to make it work, and I'm going to give a little sneak peek about Gamified Ecosystem, that is our new product in SuperLikers. But to talk about high-performance gamification, I have to talk about our failures, because are those failures that taught us that we needed to develop a gamification different that we used to develop at the beginning. So let's get into context first. First of all, SuperLikers was born after a family bankruptcy. So I'm telling you this because it took me a lot of years, and I was running very, very, very slow. But this velocity allowed me to learn more. In Latin America, it's very hard to start a business because there is not a venture capital market as developed as there is in the United States, for example. So that's one of the reasons that I haven't been able to raise money. I haven't gone to the United States to raise it because I have been very busy working with my clients. Fortunately, the progression of our company have allowed me to survive without venture capital. A lot of another stuff that I found is the lack of knowledge about gamification. And it's not only the market, but only ourselves. We started this business 14 years ago, and first of SuperLikers, as I told you, I was a social media consultant in which engagement is the North Star metric. And of course, and I started using gamification is because gamification, one of the best ways to reach engagement is gamification. So, but I didn't know anything about gamification at that time. So we started to make some experiments with what we thought that was gamification. For example, at that time we started with contests. Short-term contests in which we have points, we have leaderboards, we have prizes, etc. And all those elements are the one that we started with. And after that, we began to develop some more gamification features, but we started learning from contests. We started to do pilots with corporate clients, and the beginning was terrible. I think we have more, but I count right now 15 failed pilots. I think in 4 years. Actually, for us, took us more than 5 years to transit the valley of death. I mean, 5 years that we weren't profitable, that I had to look for the money, whatever it was. Fortunately, there were some programs, governmental programs, and also private programs to support entrepreneurship that I took advantage of them. But it was very hard. 5 to 6 years that we were developing our technology, SuperLikers platform, without having success. And after we started to have success with the pilots, the problem was that most of the pilots, we didn't succeed to scale them. And despite they were successful, despite we achieved the KPIs and the goals that we wanted to achieve with these pilots, but for some reason, I'm going to tell you why after, those pilots didn't scale. So we received a setup fee, a setup money, but of course we were betting for a long-term relationship with our clients, and we didn't succeed to build that long-term relationship until more than 10 successful pilots. And it took us 6 years to reach or to pass through the death of valley, but more than 10 years to reach sustainable growth. Right now, we are growing in a sustainable way. We are profitable, as I told you. As you can see, it hasn't been easy, it hasn't been fast, it has been very slow, but I repeat it. These velocities what has allowed us to learn all what I have learned in those years. So 3 of the side stories, for example, they share some common subjects. We started with Nestlé. I think all of you know Nestlé. We started creating for them a loyalty program in Facebook. That was in 2011, and that was very successful. We had more than 100,000 users that that purchases a lot of products on Nestlé, and that they submitted codes that they could find inside the different packages of the products. We also did a pilot with Banco Estado, which is the largest bank in Chile, the largest public bank in Chile. We succeed that more than 10,000 people open a CDT. I think the CDT is a term in English also. That is a long-term deposit. Long-term deposit. So we moved a lot the cash of the bank, and we create financial results. However, because of a change of the government, because this is a public bank, the pilot didn't scale. And with Bancolombia also, we did an excellent MVP, which goal was we wanted to change the behavior of the bank's employees, because despite being this is a very modern bank, half of their employees weren't using their own products. They were using cars. So we wanted at that time, we wanted them to change their behavior and start using their cars, their digital application, etc. And we succeed. We choose 3,000 of their employees, and we succeed that 70% of those employees not only began, but they continue to use the digital product without any extrinsic incentives. However, this pilot didn't scale neither. And of course, after all these years, we began finding the reasons. First of all, because at the beginning we didn't know very much about gamification, we didn't have a gamifier, and we didn't do a good gamification architecture. And of course, you know that the architecture of any gamification project is very important. Also, our communications capabilities with the different players, the different participants, weren't good enough. And for example, we learned also that at least in our program, it's very important, for example, to do expectation campaigns as a part of the communication strategy. Another reason is that at that time, we had a precarious team. At that time, we wanted to be a software as a service gamification platform. But in Latin America, it's very hard to be a pure SaaS. Why? Because in Latin America, the cost of labor is very cheap, and the culture is, I don't want to do it by myself, I want you to do it for me. So taking this into account, we had to create like what we call right now an agency, a gamification agency, or we call it SuperLikers Studios. Those are designers, gamifiers. I'm going to talk about the team for that. But we had to create that team because it wasn't enough just to deliver the software. Our companies didn't want to manage the software. They wanted us to manage it and just to deliver the results for them. The other inside that was for example, the pilot with Banco Estado, it didn't scale also because our client, our customer, didn't communicate well all the success and of this program to their superiors. So it was needed that the president and all the high-level executives knew about this program, and they didn't know it. So we also found that it's very important to work with a person that can or take the decision or can influence the decision makers. In that time, we didn't have any UX, UI experts, and of course, our graphics, etc., were not so engaging. And another important thing also is that at that time, because of the team, because our team was very small, it took us a long time to launch the program. And in high-performance gamification, timing is everything. Now our promise is to deliver deliver high-performance gamification programs in less than 10 weeks. Because we know that after that time, companies start experimenting anxiety or they disengage because they want fast results. So we have invested a lot in the technology and in the team, so we can, for example, right now we close the agreement with Carnival de Barranquilla, the second world's biggest carnival in the world, 2 weeks ago. And we promised them that we're going to have the gamified application on air on January 15 of the following year. And we know that we have to do it in that time because the carnival started in the last week of February. And so we have to take advantage that in Barranquilla are going to arrive more than 4 million people. And of course we have to, but if we didn't have the team and the technology, we wouldn't be able to achieve this time. Another thing is that, for example, we did a lot of pilots with the banking industry, and we learned the hard way that working with the financial industry is hard. It's not easy. We have worked with a lot of industries, but for example, one of the hardest one is the industry. So we learned to prefer to work with some industry in which we have more quick wins. Of course, another thing is that when we start a gamification problem, we have to think long term, because it's a long term where we have the better outcomes. I used to say that gamification is as like the wine, that the oldest, the best is taste, and the better the results we have. Also, at that time we have poor customer engagement, and I don't refer to the participants, but with our own customers, because despite they saw some good results and despite we achieved most of the goals, we failed to get them to internalize the potential of this solution had, so they can be our advocates internally in their companies. Because another important thing is that we have to find the champions inside the companies that help us to, because I repeat it, selling gamification and convince a lot of people to implement gamification project is not easy. So we have to find champions, and we have to find supporters inside the organizations, so these projects can last. And finally, another finding also is that I know that in gamification, intrinsic incentives are the most powerful one. But we need extrinsic incentives also. We need the quick wins. We need that people feel that they can win things that they can touch, that they can use, etc. And at the beginning, we didn't make so many effort trying to convince our customers. Look, you have to allocate a good budget, because if not, it's harder to achieve those results. Now, that's one of the first things that we ask our customer is, okay, what's your budget? What's your budget for technology? What's your budget for strategy? And what's your budget for the incentives? And depending on that, we will be more how can I say it? Willing to work with those customers. And finally, at that time, we didn't understand really what was the business about gamification. We were spending quick wins, good money, good earnings, but as I told you, this is a long-term, at least for us, is a long-term strategy. Or our bets, normally we invest a lot in our pilots with our clients. We charge to them only the cost of the pilots. We don't win, we don't earn money, we don't have profitability from the pilots. Our bet is to have profitability from the monthly recurring revenue, because of the licensing of our platform, and because of the revenue coming from our services, from our gamification services. So after that finance, these are our learners. First, that time, as I told you, time is everything. If you want to implement a successful gamification project, you have little time to achieve early victories, to demonstrate to customers that this works and that creates real value. High-performance gamification is a team's game. It's not one person. It can be developed by just a gamifier. Right now in SuperLikers, we have 60 people working in different programs. The other thing is that teams without good tools can't do it neither. You can have the best team, but if you don't have the best tools or the appropriate tools to develop it, you can do it also. In our case, since we started as a gamification software as a service, we have excellent tools, of course, and it's because of this platform that we have succeeded to build our latest successful programs. The fourth point is, this may sound a little obvious, but it's not. At the beginning, I was the gamifier. I was the designer, I was the salespeople, I was everything. And I remember that, for example, the pilot that we built with Banco Estado, it was, from a design point of view, it was beautiful. But from a gamification standpoint of view, it was terrible. So I learned the hard way that we needed to incorporate gamifiers and people that knew about gamification in our team. The other one is that high-performance gamification demands high level of creativity and communication. Gamifiers are good. They create, for example, the architectures. But we have found that when we add creativity professionals that come from other creativities industry, the outcomes are much better. And also we have found that when we incorporate professionals in communications, also copywriters, exactly, the outcomes also are much better. What can be measured can be improved. So one of the first things that, when we start doing a gamification project, we use the design sprint methodology that is designed by Google, in which is a co-creation strategy with our customer. And the first thing that we do is that we define what are the KPIs and the OKRs that we want to achieve and to monitor. As I told you, not all industry can benefit the same. We have found that retails, CPGs, are the ones that have the greatest opportunities for gamification. We have working with them, and we have had excellent results, and we have been specializing in all industries, in those industries. If your customer is not engaged, you won't be able to do it alone. I mean, this is not only a team matter that you have to own your, you have to have a team, but also the customer must to have a team also. I mean, we have to work very close together with their designers or with their marketing directors, I mean, depending on the type of gamification project that we are working. But if they are not engaged, we know that we won't be able to make a successful gamified application. The other thing is that we have found that multimedia is extremely important. Actually, right now we have we call it SuperLikers contents. We have video producers, instructional designers, motion graphic designers, etc. Because the videos, short-term videos, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, are extremely important in order to communicate, in order to motivate people to to register, and then to also to advance in the programs. As I told you before, this is a long-term game, so high-performance does not come overnight. And finally, high-performance gamification requires constant evolution. Normally, with our customer, we always tell them, look, this is the initial architecture of this program. There is very likely that we will have to review it and maybe to change it after 1 or 2 years. Because in 1 or 2 years, a lot of things can change. And also, when we offer them our maintenance services, we include an engagement manager whose responsibility is to understand all the KPIs, to understand where we have to improve, and to design and execute the strategies, different mechanics, for example, that we have to implement in the short term in order to respond to those findings and to do not let the KPIs go down. So you may be wondering, okay, what is gamification look like? I mean, what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you 2 videos that I think can show our level of video production for one side, our architecture also, etc. And also, that is very important, is the flexibility that we have achieved. In this video, for example, I'm going to show you how we have gamified a commercial process, sales teams process for a brewery. And in the second video, I'm going to show you how we gamified a logistic process for the same company. So let's start with this program that is called Liga 100.
In a world where the passion for soccer merges with the adrenaline of business, an alliance emerges that will change the game forever. Welcome to Liga 100, where the roar of the crowd and the thrill of the game merge with the power of sales. Developed in partnership with CPGs Nacional, this alliance is poised to spark a revolution on the playing field. Liga 100 goes beyond being a digital platform. It is a stage where every management becomes a stadium, where every strategy translates into a goal, and every achievement is celebrated as a victory on the field. Through our point system, every metric achieved becomes a digital dollar that can be redeemed for incredible prizes in an exclusive catalog. And that's not all. We've also created featured cups that award additional points, challenging teams to outdo themselves. With Liga 100, every match becomes an opportunity to shine. With over 540 registered players, over 70% of them exceeding their goals, and over 10,000 interactions every month. Liga 100 is redefining the rules of the game in the commercial world. It's time to elevate your game. We did it with them. We can do it with you. Join the SuperLikers Elite today and be a part of history. SuperLikers, technology and methodologies that change the rules of the game.
This was our first program with Cervecería Nacional. Right now with them we have 4 programs right now, 2 incentive programs and 2 gamified training programs. But the next one that I'm going to show is also an incentive program, but this one is targeted to, first we started with the drivers of the trucks that deliver the beers, but then we added a second segment that are the people that help those truck drivers, because they have different duties, they have different activities, and we discovered that we had to incentivize them in a different way that we used to incentivize the drivers. And then we also found that we also had to incentivize the people that manage the inventories well, the merchandise is stocked, you know. I mean, so right now we have 3 different segments in this program.
Buckle up and get ready to meet the Grand Prix, the first gamified digital platform that connects the logistics operation of Cervecería Nacional and the country's crew in one place, with a single objective: promote with prizes and incentives the fulfillment of KPIs of our travel day by day. With Grand Prix, we monitor the scope of the indicators of each crew member through challenges that promote good performance and allow us to monitor the operation while delivering the best service to our clients. Thanks to Grand Prix, at Cervecería Nacional, it is possible to verify the fulfillment of the goals, facilitate the visualization of information with a click, offer a segmented and personalized experience, reward and promote excellent performance, being the direct communication channel with the crew, generating unique results. More than 1,180 crew members registered on the platform. More than 97% of crew members engaged participating. More than 91% of crew achieving the KPIs and improvement in service levels. Grand Prix, the platform that marks the route to victory for our logistics operation.
Okay, and which are the results? In Liga 100 right now we have more than 900 monthly active users. We have seen that a 35% revenue increase in the first years, and we are right now in the third year. And in the third year, of course, I mean the increase hasn't been the same as the first years, but we continue seeing increase. And this program has 3 years, and right now has been replicated in 4 countries. And in Grand Prix, when the video was made, we only had 1,000 drivers, but right now we have 50,000 drivers in 8 countries. This program has made ABInBev gain a productivity of valued at $100,000 monthly, and we are projecting to replicate this program in 4 more countries, in 2025. And This success has been replicated inside ABInBev with different products. Right now, we started 3 years ago with them in one application in one country with an annual revenue of $50,000 with 3,000 monthly active users. Right now, we have 20 applications in 9 countries. We this year we're going to receive an annual revenue of $1.6 million, and we have more than 100,000 monthly active users in our applications with ABInBev. And how we achieve this is we have a platform that we began to develop 14 years ago. We created the company, SuperLikers Studios, and the last thing that we created is a SuperLikers Academy area that is a specialized content production and customized training service based on complete gamified instructional learning and user experience strategy. This is because we delivered the gamified interface to our customer, but when the participant began to review the content that wasn't developed by us, by a third party that wasn't thinking about gamification, this content was very hard, very boring, etc. So we had to create a production team that knew about gamification and that aligned it with our strategy. This is an infography of our platform. You can build a lot of programs with them: loyalty, incentives, training, hybrid, closed, open, coalition, gamified, transactional. These are some of the features of the technology, multiple types of points, of currencies, etc. But I'm going to stop in here because I want to show you something that I think is very interesting. Another interesting thing is this is how we structure our team. At the beginning, when we are designing a program, we have, of course, the gamifier is the start of the team. But when we maintain the program, in the center we have our engagement manager. That is like a community manager, but that is focused on the community of participants of each of our programs. And these are the areas that support that engagement areas. We have between 2 and 3 people in each of these areas. And we continue to strengthen our team. We plan to, for example, to hire. We have been working with growth hackers, but as freelancers, now we are looking for a full-time growth hacker. We want to bring behavioral scientists. A gamification business strategy, that was a role that I was playing, is to find a way how we can earn money, how we can increase the revenue of our projects. The more programs and participants that we have, the more attractive we are for hackers, and the more, so we have to strengthen our security. Of course, we are aware that AI is very important, and we know that fully automated and self-evolved gamified programs and apps will be the standard in the future. So we are already working on this. And we are working, and we will have to hire specialized sales and marketing teams for our gamified ecosystems. And that's our evolution. We are evolving from developing standalone gamified applications to gamified ecosystems. Gamified ecosystems is, like I told you, are digital environments in which different actors coexist, such as type of users, companies, and brands, with challenges and mechanics customized for each of them and with a common currency. For example, we are building the ecosystem for the pharmaceutical industry in Colombia in a partnership with the biggest pharmacy chain in Colombia. That is, this ecosystem is called Pharmapuntos, in which there will be many brands, laboratories that are going to incentivize not only the final consumers, but also the salespeople in the drug stores, and to incentivize, of course, to sell them their products, but also to learn more about their products. And and this is this is the project that I was calling about. That is, this is a partnership with Carnival de Barranquilla, which is the second largest carnival in the world. They wanted to make accessible to everyone through a gamified challenges that allow people to accumulate coins to access exclusive carnival experience in a profitable way for the carnival and for the sponsors. So this is Goza Lab. That is the application that we're going to launch in this January.
What do apps like TikTok, Instagram, and Duolingo have in common? Beyond their impressive download numbers, they've all achieved incredible levels of engagement. How? Through gamification. Video games use points, coins, badges, challenges, notifications, and stories to keep users engaged, motivated, and constantly improving. And that's exactly what we do at SuperLikers, a powerful gamification platform that helps brands increase sales, engagement, loyalty, productivity, and customer lifetime value through gamified applications that keep consumers, employees, sales teams, and channel partners motivated. But what if we could bring all these players together in a single gamified experience? Welcome to SuperLikers Gamified Ecosystems. Digital spaces where diverse brands, consumers, and channel partners interact in a unified environment with a shared currency where every action counts, is rewarded, and creates value. That's how GoSalap was born. The new gamified ecosystem for Barranquilla's Carnival, where all the main players of the carnival, attendees, tourists, vendors, sponsoring brands, and the organizing team enjoy a fully immersive, gamified digital experience that inspires everyone to keep going and keep winning. Each player has a role in GoSalap. Attendees and tourists join branch challenges to earn cucos, the official currency of the carnival. Vendors earn cucos by promoting products, while brands gain direct visibility by connecting with the carnival spirit. They also increase their average ticket value. GoSalap offers challenges focused on buying, selling, content, culture, and visit frequency, all designed to strengthen connection and engagement. This not only drives participation, but also promotes intentional consumer behavior and better performance in sales and customer service for everyone in the ecosystem, all within a fun, immersive cultural experience. For brands, GoSalap is a direct channel for emotional and commercial connection. Each challenge provides valuable data and boosts product consumption. Through real-time dashboards, sponsoring brands can see the number and identity of participants who successfully complete their challenges, along with more valuable insights to support their strategy and inspire their next steps in winning the hearts of distributors and business partners. Barranquilla's Carnival now lives in a digital experience as well. With GoSalap, everyone participates, everyone wins, and everyone celebrates. Welcome to the gamified ecosystem of the carnival. Are you ready to be part of the republic of pure gozadera?
Okay. So just to finish, because I know that I run out of my time. But this ecosystem give us some advantages in comparison with our standalone apps. There are faster and cheaper implementation for the brands to go inside the ecosystem. There is a faster onboarding, simplest operation. For us, we have greater profitability, greater scalability, greater flexibility for sponsors. And in our side, we are owners of the data. That is not the case when working in the standard apps. We're owners of the currency, and we add multiple income sources. There are some disadvantages, for example, less mechanic options for our sponsors, less control for sponsors, and shared experiences with other brands. And we know that ecosystems are not designed for create long-term engagement between brands and participants and consumers. But we think that this is like an easy entry from brands for gamification, and then we can take them to develop more customized experiences. So if you are interested in our history, we have prepared an infography of what we have done through our these 14 years, and that's all. I mean, thank you very much. I hope that this has been useful for you.